I want to say this for my black people, my African people, all my melanated people, right? We got different cultural backgrounds in which we come from. Yes, I identify as a Pan African. Yes, I know every black person around the world descend from Africa, I'm gonna just speak about in America in particular. Some melanated people are indigenous to America as well, because Africans migrated all over the planet, even before slavery happened. But that's not the point of this conversation. You got people. You got Jamaicans. You got Haitians. You got us Black Americans or foundational Black Americans. You got people from the African continent. You know what I mean? And in that African continent, you got 54 countries. Even though those countries were created in the Berlin Conference by the European to divide the Africans up. And I'm just making this video to say, wherever we come from, we have a cultural background. These cultural backgrounds in which how we see life, experience life, and what creates our mentality about life, right? You got the Haitians, and they speak Creole, and they got they history as it pertains to them defeating the French in 1804. The Jamaicans, they got Bob Marley, Marcus Garvey. And Marcus Garvey came to America and basically built Pan-Africanism off the backs of Black Americans. But Black Americans resonate with Pan-Africanism. Black Americans are Pan-Africans too. Just like so I'm just basically saying all this to say, as Black people or Africans, we have different cultural backgrounds we come from. Like being a foundational Black American, like we have invented a lot of things, and all the things you see in modern day, like the light bulb, the car, engine, all these different things that you see in modern day civilization was invented by a lot of Black Americans. You see what I'm saying? It was invented by Black Americans. I'm just making this video to say, as melanated people around the world, we can be Pan-Africans and we can work together, but we also can acknowledge and respect and identify with the particular tribes and cultures we come from. You know what I mean? A lot of people, when it comes to being like with the European, they can have the European Union, and the Germans can work with the Polish, and the Polish can work with the Irish, and the Irish can work with the Scandinavians and things of that nature. And they accept each other's different cultures, but they all still understand that they are all European and they work together. But they don't, like, when it comes to Black people or Africans, it's like we'll demonize each other or talk down on each other, because when Africans come to America, or when Black Americans go to Africa, or when Jamaicans come to America or whatever, like, it's like we'll get mad at each other for delineating or identifying or connecting with the tribes and cultures and traditions we come from. That's what make us as certain Black people or certain Africans who we are. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, no matter, like, any Black person or African, you can identify with the culture you come from, the tribe you come from, and that's your identity. But we are also one people, because we are also descendants of Africa as well. So I'm saying all this to say is, we are different, but we're the same. And I'm also saying this to say that only in the melanated community or the African community do we put each other down, or do we get mad at each other for identifying with the specific tradition, tribes, cultures, or country we come from. We'll talk about each other. Like, for instance, like when the Africans come to America in particular, a lot of, they'll some of them will look down on Black Americans. you know, and talk about we lazy. You know, they had the same perspective as the European or the white person and how they look at us. You see what I'm saying? And they'll get mad because we call ourselves foundational Black Americans and that we delineate and things of that nature. It'd be like, if you knew the historical context in which what we've been through, and if you understood that the same reason you going through your issues on the continent of Africa is the same reason we going through our issues here, you would be more understanding and you would respect who we are as foundational Black Americans, who we are as a people. We are revolutionaries. You know, we are inventors. We export hip hop, we export R&B, we export blues, we export jazz. You know, we even created rock and roll. We were the original cowboys. You know what I mean? So and the list goes on with our influence. You know, we got Frederick Douglass, we got Huey P. Newton, Black Panther Party. We got, man, when it comes to Black American history, the list is so long on what we contributed to the world and also the culture we contribute that the whole world mocks, mimics, and takes a piece of. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say is Haitians, Jamaicans, Africans on the continent, y'all all my brothers. I love y'all. You feel me? I really care about y'all. But what put a bad taste in my mouth about some of y'all is when y'all try to come to America, look down on us, talk stuff about us, separate yourself from us because y'all want to assimilate to whiteness. That's the issue I have with some melanated people who come to America. Is that when y'all come here, you know, y'all get y'all car, house, and then y'all be like, what's going on with these Black people? Why, you know, some of them on drugs? Why they come from single parent household? Why they do this and that, this and that? If you aren't from here, you haven't, you done descend from slavery, or you aren't a Black person that's indigenous to America, and your family wasn't here for over 500 years, or, you know what I mean? You can't talk about our situation and look down on it or give your perspective in a condescending way when you don't even understand the true story of what we go through and what we experience. For instance, that's like us Black people or African Americans or Black Americans going to Africa and talking down on Africans like, why y'all live this way, why y'all live this way, why y'all go through this. Mind you, Africa's developed. They got a lot of things in Africa that America has. So let me finish my point. That's like me going to Africa as a Black person from America and saying, why y'all living poor, or why y'all live in these huts, even though I've been out there and, you know, they got apartments, they got houses, they got everything we got in America. But yeah, that's like me going to Africa and talking down on Africans of the continent in a derogatory way, and I don't understand the cultural context in which they come from, or I don't understand their experiences. That's why as Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, we learn about the different experiences of melanated people around the world. So when we meet them, when we go to these countries, they continents, things of that nature, it be respect, love, admiration, and we able to get along with different melanated people wherever we go because we do the knowledge and we learn about the history in which all these different melanated people, Black people, or African people live around the world. So this video is not about me being divisive. It's to get more Black people around the world, even in Africa, to understand the different contexts and the different experiences we have as a people, and also to allow us to acknowledge, respect, and honor the different cultures and traditions we come from according to where we're born and raised and where our ancestors came from. You see what I'm saying? So it's nothing wrong with identifying as Jamaican, Haitian, African. We are a powerful people. You know what I mean? So we got we've been here for millions of years on this planet. So we got a lot of different cultures, a lot of different traditions, but all those different things is what make us special. And if somebody want to identify with those different things that make them special, they can do that. They still should deserve love and respect from all black people.